How many of us have done the gift card thing for the holidays, right? You can't think of what to give somebody, so you give them a gift card. What I want to tell you about is a better gift to give, especially a young child, instead of a gift card, which they might use to go buy a video game or a toy or something like that. And that is the gift of a college education. There's a wonderful vehicle out there to help kids save for college in the most efficient way possible, and that's a 529 education savings plan. The way these 529s are set up is it's by state. Okay, so each state sponsors their own type of 529 plan. They team up with another investment company and go to this investment company and say, Vanguard, TIAA, Crest, Fidelity, American Funds, will you run our state 529 plan for our residents? And the company says, sure. And so, as a resident of California, we have the wonderful opportunity of being able to choose any state 529 plan. And the reason it's a wonderful opportunity, kind of in quotes, is that we don't get any state tax benefit by depositing money into a 529, which some other states do. So it really doesn't matter whether you buy it in California or you buy it in Nevada or you buy it in Washington. So I'm going to give you an idea of some of the best plans around the country that I think are great for saving for 529 plans. I'm also going to help you understand about what your options are and what the best way to go is for investing the money that you might put into a 529 plan for a young one. And then I'm also going to answer the big question that I always get, which is, well, what if my child or what if my niece or nephew or grandchild doesn't go to college? What happens to that money? Okay? So there's a wonderful website that is all things saving for college, and it is rightly called www.savingforcollege.com. Right? And they have some wonderful information about all the different state plans. But in my experience, the plans that I'm most impressed by are California's plan. It's run by TIAA Crest, a wonderful investment company. They keep their fees low. Their performance has been very good. I'm also a big fan of Nebraska's plan through TD Ameritrade. That's one that I use for many of my clients. I also like Nevada's plan, run by USAA. How many of us are a member of USAA Credit Union? The best financial institution you can bank with. They're wonderful. But you do have to either be a member of the armed forces, retired member of the armed forces, or a family member of somebody in the armed forces. So look to USAA if you can. Also, I'm a big fan of Utah's 529 plan. They partner with Vanguard, and they partner with a local investment firm called Dimensional Fund Advisors. Again, they keep fees very low. Okay? Let's talk a little bit about fees when it comes to these plans, because nothing can ruin your investment returns better than fees. Okay? Because it's a guaranteed loss every year. Okay? If your investments don't make anything and you pay 2%, you lost 2%. Okay? So focusing on fees is not a waste of your time. When you go to buy one of these 529 plans, there's going to be a few different layers of fees you have to be aware of. One is, are they charging me an upfront fee to buy the investment? Okay? It is not uncommon when you buy a mutual fund, which most of these are structured in mutual funds, to pay an upfront fee of 5%, 5.75%, 4%. So right off the bat, if you put in $100, you don't have $100. You have $95. You've lost that money to the upfront fees. So be aware of upfront fees, because you don't have to pay upfront fees. There are alternatives. Okay? The next layer of fees to be aware of is the investment manager that's running the plan. Okay, so in California, it's TIAA Crest. They're entitled to be compensated for their hard work. Okay, so they take a fee every single year. It's called an expense ratio of the money that you put into the investment. Okay, and fund expense ratios can be very high, but they also can be very low. For instance, TIAA Crest, California's plan, their typical expense ratios run anywhere from 0.12% to 0.67%. Pretty small little plan. Okay? Now, the third layer of fees that you might pay or you might not be paying is a fee to an advisor to recommend investments for you on that. Okay? So when I manage my client's education plan, I charge my normal investment fee of 1%. Okay? That means the client who puts their money into this 529 would pay the investment manager, TIA Crest, at 0.12, 0.67. They would also pay me my fee of 1%. And those would be the fees that were deducted from the fund's performance every single year. So it's important to be aware of that. You don't have to hire an investment advisor, though. Okay? You can choose the funds yourself directly with the company, which leads me to my next topic of how do you choose those investments? There's one kind of catch-all way that almost all of these investment funds offer, which is called an age-based investment plan. Is anybody familiar with these age-based investment plans? They have it in retirement accounts also. You might have to see them in your 401k. They call them target date funds. In other words, pick the year that you think you're going to retire, 2030, 2040, 2050, and you just buy that, and the fund just kind of manages your allocation as you go. Works the same way with these 529 plans. The idea is, if you choose that, my kid right now is 1 year old, that means he's going to go to college in about 17 years. And so when you choose the age-based function on this investment program, the investment company, TIA, Crest, Fidelity, Vanguard, whoever it is, will gradually, over a period of time, as the kid gets older, make the investment more conservative, more conservative, more conservative. So by the time they're ready to go to college, the money is essentially almost all in cash, which is a good thing, okay? Because you don't want a lot of volatility, you don't want a lot of risk right when you're getting ready to use the money. But if you have a 1-year-old or a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old, they've got a long time to wait before they're going to need that money. They can accept a little more investment risk. So the age-based programs are a good kind of autopilot to choose with these 529 plans, all right? And if you're not working with an investment advisor and you're not particularly savvy with investments, they could be a good alternative, okay? The age-based problem